You always make me feel like I'm
Hey babe, look what hole I am in. I try not to think too much about what might have been. How nice if I just could let you in. I know you could be my remedy. How long will you keep trying? I know it's not, babe, it's not easy. I guess deep down inside, I knew you could be my remedy. If I gave you my heart, you could tear it apart. And if I tell you how I feel, would you be good to me? Good to me. How nice if I just could let you in. I know you could be my remedy. How long will you keep trying? I know it's not, babe, it's not easy. I guess deep down inside, I know you could be my remedy.
Well, let's get started, shall we? Good morning to you. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Nathan Ivey with you. One man, one microphone, one mission. Good morning. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Beautiful Friday. Now, I listen. We may get a phone call from a special guest this morning, who, as I understand it, was actually in D.C. during this week and has some insights into the confirmation hearing of the first black female Supreme Court justice, nominated by Joe Biden, a campaign promise that he looks like he's come through on. Once confirmed, she'll be the first black woman ever on the nation's highest court. I'm speaking of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. So we may have a special guest who was actually in D.C. and perhaps in the room, but I'll leave it just like that. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. On today's show, dispatches from the last days of common sense, and leave Kevin Samuels the F alone. Leave this man alone. Kevin Samuels bashing is boring. It's old. He does what he does. He said what he said. Women keep misinterpreting his words. They want him to be evil. I've been going back and forth. Not really, but I've been conversing via Facebook Messenger with one of the female choppers who claims that Kevin Samuels hates black women. And I asked her to give me any evidence that he hates black women. She sent me a link of him being what you might call rude to a black woman. So him being rude or him going through the show, his showbiz shtick means he hates black women. Please stop. And all because of a damn meme that somebody put out. I don't even know if Kevin Samuels really said this. In which he said, ladies, if you're not willing to sleep with a man, you ain't considering it, then don't go out to dinner with him. It makes perfect sense to me. I get it. I understand. It don't mean that it's not a date rape situation, ladies. But that's how women are. That's how women are. That's how women are. Everybody knows it. When a woman's fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. There's nothing Kevin Samuels could ever say and do to certain people out there certain women out there that are ever going to sway their opinion about him. He in their opinion, he hate women, he hate black women, he's evil incarnate, period. That's just how it is. Because the women are fed up with this brother keeping it real and giving us the straight dope, the straight truth. Ain't nothing wrong with what he said. Stop it. Stop it. But a lot to get to. It's a Friday, and it's typically, I got a lot to speak with you about this morning. Okay, great. Okay, for sure, Barbara. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, let's make it happen. Any day, anytime, I'm open. Conversing with people about the show. Jerica writes, please stop generalizing. Well, Jerica, I'm not going to stop generalizing. Don't tell me what to do. I'm not going to stop generalizing. If I don't generalize, you're taking away a very effective tool in the talk show host toolbox. If I don't generalize, what the fuck we going to talk about? I'm going to generalize. All right, simple as that. We're smart, intelligent people. Look at her. Stop. See, she always there. Oh, my God, like one of my little sisters. She's always got to jump straight into my nightmare, don't you, Jerica? Good morning, sis. Please stop generalizing. Then what will we talk about? What will we do? Please stop generalizing. I'm not going to stop generalizing. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my tools in my tool belt. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask Batman to get rid of one of his tools. Don't ask me to get rid of one of mine. Damn it. I can see how this is starting already. Plus, we got Tracy from Cincinnati on the line. Good morning, Tracy.
Hold on, let me sip a little more coffee so I can be ready. No, I'm just playing. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So
I heard you ask about me the day, and I'm sorry. I was working an event down at the Duke Energy Center Wednesday and Thursday, and I couldn't get to you. But let's talk about Kevin Samuels. That's what I call him. He ain't no different than Lady T, Lindsey Graham in my book. But so here's the difference between what he said and what you said, because I went back and I listened to your show. And I'm sorry, good morning, Choppers. He said when a man takes a woman out on a date, he expects to get some, basically. Now, let me preface that by saying I have no problem with a man wanting to have sex with a woman. Women want to have sex with a man. We know that. But yesterday when I listened to the show and I listened to your response, you said that's how most men feel. Those were your words.
Yeah.
But he generalized it and made it a blanket statement like that's deal. Now, the problem that I have with it is, you know, these same men who ride in capes for Kevin Samuels would also say, I'm taking her out to dinner, and just because I'm taking her out to dinner, she expects me to pay. She thinks just because we get married, I'm supposed to pay all the bills. You know, and every time Kevin says something to a woman, ever since he asked that woman about a high value man, it's like he's riding that wave by disrespecting black women. And he does this in general. He doesn't disrespect white women. He doesn't disrespect Asian women. His problem is with black women. And he often says, if we listen to him, and I don't listen to him often, but whenever I do get the chance, like I did when he was on there the other night, he was talking to this young 23-year-old girl. Now, he's 56. And he asked her a question, and she didn't like his question. She said, well, that's a stupid question. That's her opinion. Maybe she shouldn't have said it. But he follows that at 56 years old and calls her a cheap trick. What black man is going to call somebody young enough to be his daughter a cheap trick? You know, it was a moment where he could have taught her, like, well, instead of saying that my question is stupid, why don't you say this? But he just goes on the defensive and says cheap trick. And then he'll generalize by saying, see, that's why you black women can't get a man, because you got too much mouth. Or you black women can't do this because you do that. You know, so in my personal opinion, I think he has an issue with women. I think he don't personally, and it's my opinion that he likes men, but that's just my opinion. So I'm going to continue to call him Kevin Samuels, just like he's going to continue to disrespect black women, because gets a rise out of it, and it gives him more clicks and likes and shares. And I think that's what he does. He's just disgusting to me, especially to be his age and the way he does. But he is who he is. So that's my take on it, Nathan.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, can you show me some proof that he hates black women? And then why is
I just sent you a video, but you said that wasn't it. I said, okay, he was disrespectful.
Tracy. That was you can say it's disrespectful. He was curt. It's a part of his shtick. You know what I'm saying? It's showbiz. You can put it that way, but that's a part and consistent with his brand that he's created. You know, either you like it or you don't. And obviously,
but why keep doing it to black women?
Because he's a black man talking to and about black men and women. That's his audience. That's what his focus is.
Okay, but herein lies the problem. We can say as black women that we're the most disrespected on the planet. Black men can say that they're the most disrespected on the planet. They're getting killed and whatever we want to put behind it. Then we will say, well, we should protect our black kings. We should protect our black queens. He don't do none of that.
I mean,
he's not protecting them. He's not uplifting them. He's not doing none of that. He's degrading black women. He's calling them names. Cheap Trick, are you kidding me? That's the best you could think of for a 23-year-old woman?
I'd have to watch the video. I mean, that's his style. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in his opinion, she was a cheap trick. And then it's black women that talk about other black women behind closed doors. Y'all talk about a trash.
We're talking about the relationship between black men and black women.
No, we're talking about the truth. And Kevin Samuels is speaking his truth. It might be uncomfortable, but there's some elements of realness in what he said about black men and black women. And it seems like black women are some black women are uncomfortable with having a black man who isn't worshiping everything that comes out of their mouth and dropping rose petals in front of them as they walking. That ain't him. He on some other stuff, but it don't mean he wrong.
I don't know. Disrespect.
And now you calling this man
I'm going to give you an example. He can't handle it. Okay, that's my opinion. I didn't say he was gay. I just called him Kevin Samuels. I didn't say he was gay. I don't know that man's sexuality. He's feminine. I don't know that man's gay.
Then why you call him Kevin Samuels?
That's what I'm saying.
Like he's some kind of transgender.
He's feminine and he acts. Okay, you getting away from the point. My thing is he's disrespectful to black women. He doesn't uplift the black woman. He doesn't say anything good about the black woman. And if that's his show and that's his shtick, as you call it, okay, whatever. But that doesn't negate the fact that he's still a disrespectful jerk. That's what he is.
That's what makes his show.
You also said, well, you like the drama, and that's another time and another day. But you also said, looking at my post when I posted that meme, that it was all the women that had something bad to say. There were men on there that also said that that's not all men, that all men don't want sex when they take a woman out. You got to go back and read it. I had some men on there that said that.
Simps. Those men are
That's
simps.
what.
They simps afraid to speak the truth. They simp. They simp.
It was there today that,
They simping. Any man who would say, oh, man, ain't like that, they simping just to try to get the women's on their side. Everybody in the world know that what's in this meme that's on the screen right now fundamentally is true about men. Are you saying that on the first date that's what they want? They want that on the first date? Some men don't even want to have no date. We can go straight to it. Forget a date. What are we going to a date for? We can get straight to the bedroom, straight to the hotel room. And this women is about that. Come on, let's be adult here. What he said, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the truth for the majority of men.
I never said that there was anything wrong with it. What I said was that is not all men, and I think that statement is true. All men are not looking for that. They're just not. All of them are not.
His statement. It's indicative of enough men and how men feel for it to be a truth. Nothing's 100%. We know that. But the vast majority of times when a man,
he didn't write it as the vast majority. He didn't even say mostly like you. He just said this is what men want.
We already know what he's saying is true, Tracy. In the most cases, when a man meets a woman for the first time, it is a physical attraction. You might be smart. You might like Game of Thrones. You might be dope in chess, but he's looking at you physically, and that's what he's responding to. And that's okay. There's a whole new brand of women out here. There's women out here that's sexually aggressive. They bout it. They don't need no
Well,
first
that's
date.
not nothing new. That goes
then.
back to when we were in our 20s. That's just not what I'm saying, though. That's not what I'm talking about. But
What are you saying?
I'm not going to argue over.
But what are you saying?
I just told you what I'm saying is it's not everybody. He
But
made
we
a
already
blanket
know
statement.
that.
He threw the blanket out there and covered all of y'all, and that's not true.
It's a generalized statement that generally is true. It's generally
so
true.
We'll agree to disagree again. That's
What
what
are we
we
going to
do.
disagree about? That men don't want to have sex with women on the
I
first
didn't
date? We
say
don't even
that.
need no date.
Oh my God!
Date? That's
I
a
need
waste
some
of
more
time.
coffee so I won't get triggered. Well, Nathan, look, I don't like this guy. I don't like what he stands for, and nothing you could say or anybody can say is going to change that until he starts being positive and uplifting some black women. He won't do that. So it is what it is. Hey, just a friendly reminder: when we get off the phone, don't forget to turn your microphone on.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Look at Tracy.
All right.
I appreciate her.
Bye.
She already know me. I'm not perfect. I just left the microphone on. Look at her. I thank you. That's the chop shop. You can always tell when people have your back. You can always tell. I appreciate her. But Tracy's dead wrong. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Can we stop playing these games like women are some kind of like they're just like some innocent flowers. It's just they don't have no feelings. They don't think about sex. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, and stop it. Please stop. Women are just as sexually aggressive as men are. Just as sexually aggressive. There's women out there that don't first date. What are we going on a date for? I'm trying to see what that's all about. But when a man said, all of a sudden, he's a date rape situation. Every woman, he can't buy you a hamburger without going out and having sex. Please stop. Let's be adults here. What that man, if in fact he actually said it, because it's just a meme. I don't know if he actually said it or not. But what you see right there is 100,000% true, and everybody know it. Don't be leading some dude on, is what he's saying. Your mama told you that. Now, when Kevin Samuels said, you want to call him Kevin Pamuels. Your mama taught you that. But when it comes from your mama, oh, she's just trying to teach. But when it comes from the black man with a YouTube channel, oh, he's the worst thing on earth. Please, you going to teach your daughter that. Don't lead a man on. That's all he's saying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's not saying, I don't interpret to be, if you go out on a date with him, you're indebted for sex. Come on now, we adults. We're adults. Stop it. He's not saying that. Yeah, sure. There's times when men go out. Men like to go out and hang out too, but if you take a man and if he meet a woman, that's what he's looking for. That's what he's looking for. I mean, gosh darn it. Modern day black women need to make up their fucking minds. Do you want a man to be straight up with you from the jump? Because that's what I've heard. Just tell me that's what you want. If you only want that, just tell me. Well, then when a motherfucker tell you that, all of a sudden he evil. You can't have it both ways, modern day black woman. You can't have it both ways. Then do you want a motherfucker that you dealing with to be 100 with you, or do you want him to play games with you? You want to go see Morbius? No, I don't. I want to go to the hotel. What you want? You want it all. That's what it is. You want it all. I want this, and I want that, and I want some of that too. And oh, by the way, every once in a while, I want some of that. That's the reality of it. That's the reality. Y'all need to stop. Tracy mad, and she ain't got no reason to be mad at Kevin Samuels. Then called this man gay. She sent me something like, I don't think he even like women. So now the man is gay. See, that's what they do. That's what they do. When you take a strong black man and he starts saying some shit that's critical about black women, it's going to be some black women on the front line that reflexively is going to say, he don't like women. He must like the men's. Every freaking time they do this. And they pull this out to try to invalidate the brother, right? Oh, he's gay. He don't even like the vagina. That's what his issue is. It's textbook. Y'all need to stop. Leave Kevin Samuels alone. Let him continue his good work. He doing God's work. Let that man do what he doing. You don't turn on cops and say, you know what? They got too many high-speed chases on here. That's what his brand is. You know what I'm saying? He confrontational. He'll cut you off. He gonna speak his truth. He feel like he's wrote the Bible on all of this kind of shit. I mean, it's just his show. I mean, you don't say that shit to Judge Judy. She, with her rude ass. Judge Judy made hundreds of millions of dollars off being rude. Nobody got a problem with that. But with the black man, you're rude. He just curt and to the point. He runs his show the way he runs his show. Don't talk over him. If he asks you a question, don't start playing games and, well, what do you think? Tracy sent me a little clip from his show. He was talking to his sister, and the sister was like asking him, let me see if I can pull this up. The sister was asking him some TikTok. Here it is right here. The sister was asking him, like, do you know what my age is? Here's what Kevin Samuels is a nut, man. He is too much fun. Y'all all in y'all feelings. He's just a YouTube channel. That's it. There's nothing more than that. The man's got a YouTube channel. That's it. Y'all acting like he out here changing the world or something. Either you like it, you watch it. If you don't watch it. Watch this real quick.
Right, but I just.
How old are
Yes.
you? How old are you?
Guess.
Guess these nuts.
I don't know
Now,
what your
I
topic
think
is
that was
tonight, but I
sophomoric. That's not my style.
How old are you?
I wouldn't respond that way. But that's his shtick. His shtick is, and looking at the sister, I mean, I think, people might say she's attractive. Fellas, you think she's attractive? She look all right. I like the braids. You know what I'm saying? She ain't bad to look at. She all right. He asked her a question, how old are you? Guess. Trying to be all sweet and demure. That's Kevin Samuels. He said, answer the question. You know what's coming next. If you don't like it, don't go on his show. Simple as that. Don't watch it. That's just his brand. And that's it. He ain't harming black women. Actually, he's helping black women. You know what I'm saying? He's helping black women by being real. Does he go overboard sometime? Not in his opinion. Not according to his YouTube subscribers that have exploded by like 800,000 in the last couple of years. So he must be doing something that people like. It's just entertainment. And then maybe you can get something out of it. But quit acting like Kevin Samuels is changing the culture. I mean, no. Oh my God. Have I said enough? Crystal, why you doing this, Crystal? Why you doing that? Why you doing that? Amika writes, Kevin Samuels is trash. He hates black women. Somebody send me a link proving that Kevin Samuels hates black women. Oh, we had a call on the line. Sorry about that. Hey, caller, call me right back. Call me right back. I'll put you straight on. Sorry about that. Missed it. Jericho writes, I was referring to saying that all women don't like Kevin Samuels because I am not one of these women. I agree with someone. He said, oh, I had it wrong, Jericho. Okay, great. I'm sorry. You be having your claws out sometime. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, what Jericho said. Yeah. She's on the right side this morning. Jericho's on the right side this morning. I'll take it. Kevin Samuels. You wrong for that. You wrong for that. See Brother Derek's in the house. He writes, good morning, choppers. Have a great day and fantastic weekend. Hopefully we will. Brent writes, I'm working backwards now. Brent writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. What's up with my people's down in Dallas? Gladys is in the house. She writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Enjoy your weekend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anthony writes, if a man asks you out for a date, he has aspirations of becoming an intimate relationship at some point. Absolutely. Absolutely. Typically. Yeah, typically. I'm trying to think. I've been married for so long now. And before I got married, I was in college, and that's a whole different mentality. So I don't really have a lot of experiences I can share with you, as to all of that stuff that aren't like 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new world out there. But Anthony just said it best. And what's wrong with that, ladies? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's a whole breed of women out there. There's a whole new breed of modern day women, modern day black women that are sexually aggressive. They going for theirs. They doing what they want to do when they get ready to do it, and don't give a damn when nobody think about it. And they ain't looking for no long-term relationships and somebody to hold their hand. They want to have that feeling and move on. They want to see what that's like and move on. And you know it and I know it. So stop it. Stop acting like little girls when it comes to Kevin Samuels. Like you don't know what the hell he talking about. You know exactly what he talking about because your girlfriends do it. And when your girlfriends do it, you're getting all the tea, you kiki and it's funny. But when Kevin says it from a man perspective, he's evil. Please stop. Please stop it. Kev on the cell writes, good morning, great people. It's the first day of the work week. Time to make the entrepreneurial progress. Get the bag, pass the bag. Jerica writes, please stop generalizing. I understand what she means, right? She's right about that. Yeah, I was generalizing. Joy writes, morning. Good morning to you, Joy. Fellas, ladies, is there any more Jericas out there that can back me up on this? People went nuts over a little bitty meme. Oh, this is why I don't like this dude right here. Yeah. Are there exceptions to every rule? Yes, but the rule still stands. Yes. Generally speaking, y'all gonna tell y'all daughters the same thing. Don't let a man lead a man on. You don't want that, let them know that. Don't play with people. That's all he was saying. That's all he was saying. That's it. Brenda writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Good morning to you. Drops in the house. Big brother drop. I'll let you be big bro a little bit more today this morning, Drop, because I know you was in your feelings after the show. I could hear. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings, brother. I was trying to be real with my brother. That's it. Drop writes, it's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. Good morning, Choppers. I can't do his voice. Tanika's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Some news you may or may not be able to use I want to share with you this morning. A few things that have come across my radar screen I want to share with you. Not the least of which is no more hearings for Ketanji Brown. So perhaps the next time we hear about her, she'll be going through the confirmation process. Absolutely. What's going on? Hold on. What's going on with my peoples, though? I read something that was going on that has to do with Gary Favors. Y'all hear about this? I wonder if Sandra Jones Mitchell was listening because I seen an article and she was in it. And apparently some residents are very upset. But then that brother is like working with management, but he's not getting back to people. I don't know the whole story, but it seems like there's some real issues going on surrounding housing. And then, again, I don't know all the details about it. I'm just kind of throwing it out there because I'm wondering if it might jog a memory from somebody in the audience. I might want to do a deeper dive into that because I'm just curious as to what's going on and is there something that the community should know about. I'll do my due diligence even as I'm talking about it. My wheels are spinning. Regina writes, good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Regina. Good to see you. Let me say something real quick. Is that, man, we've been doing this shit like 4-5 years, right? And I'm telling you, man, this has been one of the most interesting experiences that I've had in my entire life. There are 2 times when you can tell a lot about the people around you. There are 2 times that will give you an opportunity to, if you want to say, test the people around you. And that's when you have what appears to be a major setback. Because life is like up and down. It's like a roller coaster. Everybody's going to have some downturns. Like when you hit them down times, that's a test of the people around you. Just sit back and watch. Just sit back and watch how the people that say they rock with you, they care with you, your friends, your colleagues or whatever, just see how they react and how they respond to you when, you're in a so-called downturn, because everything is seasonal, right? And then the other thing is when you have a big success. Like when you have a big success and it's public and people see it, that's going to test your relationships. And if you're smart, you can sit back and you can just watch. and you just watch how people interact and how people react to your circumstances, it'll tell you a whole lot, man. I'm telling you, this whole thing, starting a podcast and a media company and working with other podcasters and everything that came with it, has been a hell of an eye-opening experience. I think I'm going to blog about it one day, like do a series about it, like behind the scenes, man, because when you do something like this, it's like, and I remember I was talking to Rob Richardson. He was telling me something about this. I hope to catch up with Rob Richardson. He's doing some interesting things that we should know about. But I never forget, he was like, man, because I asked him what it was like when he ran for mayor. He ran for mayor of Cincinnati, and he said something similar to me. He was like, people that I thought was going to be there for me were not. And people that I didn't even know was paying attention were. I've had a very similar experience, man. It is so interesting just to sit back and watch people. It really is. And I'm very good at it. And, you know, when people show who you are, you gotta believe them. Is that what Oprah said? Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Even with that NAACP award, just watching how people interacted with me around that. I mean, it brought the straight, you know, it's just very interesting. It's very interesting how people interact with you when they perceive you a certain way. Some people change, you know what I'm saying? Some men change. It brings something out of them. It's been really interesting. It's very valuable. Very valuable. I wouldn't give up any experiences because it's let me know like who around me is really with me and who is just here to see the show, here to see the train wreck. Like some people show up just to see the train wreck, right? They want to see you fail, right? And if you're smart enough and you get enough time, you can figure out who those people are. It's very interesting, man. And I recently had a situation where I spared a brother, actually, straight up spared him. And it's just interesting to see how things work out. And it's just, life is just so funny, man. Life is just so funny. Life is one of the most interesting television shows that you can possibly find. I'm telling you, there's nothing more interesting than life, nothing. And if you know how to calm yourself and to really, really watch and really observe, you will learn so much about the people around you. Like I say it again, I know 100% who is in my corner, who has my back, because they've been tested. And I am so appreciative of it, man. Very appreciative of it. So for all the choppers, all the people that rock with me and truly, truly support me, I truly, truly appreciate you, man. It means everything because it's rare. It's very, very rare. I do not take it for granted. And for the others, you know, who gives a damn? It makes no difference. But I will tell you this, though, that life is funny. Life is real funny. When you do F shit to people, it's funny how life slips. Life turns. That pendulum swings back and forth. So I'll fill in the blanks perhaps one day. Maybe I'll write my memoirs or do a vlog for my Patreons and give you the fill in the names and the details. But I'm just telling you, man, woo, it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Ronald's in the house. Ron writes, Ron, we got to catch up, bro. Let's make this happen. He writes, good morning, Chop Shop. Happy Friday. Darlene writes, grand risings. Happy Friday, everyone. I know y'all can relate to that because I ain't the only grown folks in the house. I ain't the only grown-ass man in here. What I just said to you, I know damn well touches you because you've had the same experience, haven't you? Yes, you have. We ain't got to say no names. No need to put all of that. But generally speaking, you know where I'm coming from. Very interesting. Politically Petty Podcast Show writes, morning, Nathan Choppers, flows, ready to eat for everybody. Hashtag Flow Debo. Tanika writes, I actually like Kevin Samuels. I don't agree with everything he says, but that brother be on point. Thank you, Tanika. Where you at, Tracy? Where you at, Tracy? Thank you. I mean, I've watched the show before, and I think the brother says some things that are valuable. You know, black women say you hate black women. But I seen him dress down black men. Like, bruh, what women want some you don't have enough to really try to get a high quality woman. I've heard him do it both ways. But people have selective hearing. They get in their feelings. Primarily black women. Some black women can get in their feelings and they can't hear nothing else. Like, I've arrived at my opinion about this person and nothing that you can say, no new information is going to sway me. Right? That's the strength of a black woman. That's that backbone. Like, when she go there, she go there. In some cases, you know, it could be a bit misguided. And I think with Kevin Samuels, number one is that's entertainment. That's entertainment. You tune in there to get entertained by his antics, his cutting people off, being curt, being an asshole or whatever people, he's a jerk, whatever you want to call it. That's all part of shtick. That's why people tune in. They want people to call in and then step on a landmine, and then Kevin goes off. Now, that don't bother me. Because if you decide you want to call him to a show, then you know what you're going to get. So why would I have sympathy for you? You haven't been watching the show? You should have did your homework. You know, it is what it is. Like when you go to a boxing match, you don't get mad because the combatants are throwing punches, because it's a boxing match. So when you tune into Kevin Samuels, you can't get mad when he dressed down a black woman, because that's what he does. That's what he does. Now, maybe he might say some things, and you're like, oh, never thought about it that way. Okay, great. But that's all entertainment. That's all entertainment. Let's stop acting like it's not. And where are these sexually aggressive women asking for a friend? Not for me. I'm not asking for me. I'm just saying, like, let's stop acting like women are just like, some innocent human being that can't think for themselves, that don't have libidos, that don't have sexual desires. Y'all can cut that out. Y'all can stop all that, please. That ain't true. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, women way, way more about it than men are. Y'all just hide it better. So please stop it. Stop it. We're having sex on the first date. Why do we even got to have a first date? First date? You mean we can do that afterward? We can go get some breakfast afterward. First date? And you got grown-ass women talking about, on the first date, huh? You're 30-something years old. You're 40-something years old. You're 50-something years old. Where you been? All men ain't like that. Whoever said they were, please stop. I can always tell when the argument gets weak, when the ice is very, very thin that they're standing on, because people start saying stuff like, that's not everybody. We already know that. Tell us something we don't know. But generally speaking, what the man said is logically sound. You know it and I know it. Man, so women are allowed to be sexually aggressive. Men, we're not. We got to go on 1,000 dates and act like we really like your brains and all this kind of, yeah, we like that too. But we're trying to get to the promised land. You know this. You know this, ladies. You know this. Let's go to the phones. Got my big bro is here. What's up, big bro?
Man, see,
what up, big bro?
You know, Nate, it's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. Yes, that's right. I'm retired. And you know you don't want me to confiscate your little jab, your little bro comment, because I'll take it over and I'll make it mine. Just like I took over the coon chip, that shit you tried a few months back with your little, play it, Nate. Play your little clip of Dr. Umar Johnson talking about how white supremacy, all it takes.
A little bit of white
brainwash to
activate the cool.
Go ahead, Nate, because that's all Kevin Samuel's trying to do. That's all he's trying to do. The women that call Kevin Samuels, Nate, they are calling him for a reason. And you know, I'm one of them old Negroes, Nate. And when I first heard about Kevin Samuels a few years ago, he reminded me of that late night DJ on urban radio, power whatever, in whatever city you in. Back in the day, when you had that brother, he'd come on smooth talking. This is Slick Sam with your smooth. You remember that
Slick
type
Sam?
DJ, right, Nate?
Not Slick
Yeah.
Sam.
you remember? Hey, you remember
about,
Theo? You remember Theo? He was in the L.A. market. Theo, this brother, he was actually a Korean, Nate, but he sounded like a brother. And women used to call his show. And again, Kevin Samuels is doing what he does. But Mr. Ivey, when I was just listening to you talking about how Kevin does what he does, he critiques women and men, and you just got to accept it because you know that's what he's about. Don't get mad. I would like to ask you to apply that same thought process when it comes to me, your little bro, and how I call out them desperate ass Democrats, and how I can predict everything that they do because they have consistently done it when it comes to the black vote. And like you said, Nate, people like Kevin, oh yeah, all this other stuff is cool, but I want some tangibles. It's the same with the black voter. The black voter is like that woman that's calling in Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is a Democrat Party. And he's smooth. He's telling you, shut up and just vote. Because if you don't vote us in, you're going to get them evil, crazy, white Republicans like the ones you saw just badgering our sister Ketanji Brown Jackson. This is what, Nate, you need to do this when your little bro calls in. You can't get upset like you did yesterday. Get all in your feelings, talking about, oh, I hope I didn't hurt little bro feeling. Nate, you need to quit. Because you know this bra over here on the left coast can take all that heat. And again, Nate, brother, I love your show. I can feel it in your heart, the passion in your statement about the people who are with you for the whole ride. They don't get off when the roller coaster's going down. Okay, they stay on there with you to get you back to where you were. And you right, Nate. It's been in April, Nate. In April, it'll be 4 years since I've been calling your show and talking to you on the radio, damn near every morning. And it hit perfect when I retired. I was trying to figure out this social media thing, and I go to Spreaker and I Google search Black Republican, and guess who pops up? The Nathan Ivey Show out of Cincinnati.
It
worked perfect.
It worked perfectly because on Spreaker, you can set it up under certain hashtags, and I put hashtag Black Republican. And what I was hoping is I would attract some Black Republicans that might be attracted to the flow, and it worked.
It worked. And see, Nate, again, that's why I say we have a cosmic connection because of my love for talk radio coming up in the 90s where all the talk radio greats, Nate, you know who they are. I don't have to mention them. And all that was in the 80s and the 90s, and I grew up on that. And even over into sports on the radio. And Fame Rothstein, the owner-operator of the Betting Public Sports Show, he'll tell you, he's 2 years younger than me, but a lot of people my age grew up listening to the radio. It was radio. So Nathan Ivey, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm not even going to comment on the closing of the hearings for Judge Jackson.
Why not?
Because it was everything that I predicted, Nate. And I was kind of surprised at your outrage yesterday.
Really?
With my analysis. Yeah, with my analysis to the point to where you had to extend an apology to your little bro. Talking about, well, I'll call you big bro for the next 20 minutes. I'm over here laughing my ass off.
Throwing you an olive branch, man. It sounded like in your voice I hurt your feelings and I didn't want to do that.
Nate, like I said, bro, we've been doing this for a while now, and I love it. Glenn from Mason, all the people from the past, especially from Spreaker. And I hope coming up, Nate, I think you were on before I found your show in 2018. I'm pretty sure if it's 5 years, you got to have a 5-year anniversary, Nate. And just go back and play some of the gems. I mean, open up the crates, Nate, and play some of your best calls, some of your best comments, because you got to do something to send that love to all the people that's been with you from day one or day two or day, whatever day this is. Because it's going to be somebody today that's tuning in for the first time and they listening to me, but I ain't talking no politics, am I, Nate? No, that's right. Because again, I am a friend of the Nathan Ivey Show. And I'm going to be here as long as you're here, Nate. I'm going to do it because this is what I do. I get up early and I listen to the Nathan Ivey Show. So on that note, it's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. It's Job Squad 52, job to anyone who wants to catch it. Be safe in them streets, Choppers.
Be safe. Appreciate you, man. Let's drop checking in. Good morning to you. You got another call on the line. Good morning. Welcome to the show. And they hung up. Call me back. I'll try to get you on. You can see the number there, 513-873-7134. All I ask is that you open your mind before you open your mouth. The wise words of Boutros. I can't remember when he said that. I don't know. It might have been 20 plus years ago. We're getting another call. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello, Nathan.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, I was listening to Drop. He's hurt because that woman was so strong, and I'm so happy that Cory Booker came to her defense. Because all those people that was sitting there doing that hearing, nobody came to the defense of Marsha Blackburn and all those other 10 fellows that got a problem with that woman being on the court. And don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican. Tell Drop to stand. I see it. Stand down for a minute. He's upset. He didn't contradict this, and so when you sit there and you watch this, had nothing to do with the things that she's done in her life to get where she is. Because a lot of judges have been knocked down, so they couldn't make it to the point where she is. Because one over there in Ohio was pushed back, so she couldn't make it to where she needed to go. So there's a block, but she got through, and he having a problem with it. Because if you were having a hearing, wouldn't you be discussing her past or what she's done, and everybody trying to tell you that she's better than the ones that's already sitting on the court? That's all. I mean, they're not going to vote for her anyway. So why are they wasting the time grandstanding? Because Ted Cruz ran over there to Fox after he left. Now, what was his agenda? They all got the same line. And yesterday at the closing, and that little old lady that was sitting on that that was speaking, she lost me. But all it was about was an abortion. And then when the hearing was over, guess who was the first person ran over there to her? Ted Cruz. Like he was trying to block people from talking to her. So Cory Booker went over there. See, I watch stuff, and this is for detail. He went over there, and he got the card from her because she held a little card up. Then he moved away. Ted Cruz was moving back over there trying to see what people were saying to her, and the person that was over the hearing went over there. He got her card. And I bet you some duckies was passed in order for her to sit up there and say, and that thing from Alabama could even say that the president was elected. Now, how stupid can you be sitting up there and can't even come out of his mouth that he was elected? He's president of the United States of America. That wasn't the question. They can never answer a question when you ask them. So drop. You keep on dropping for your party and stop worrying about other people the way they vote because they have the right to. That's why that lady, if you were watching, you should have learned a whole lot about the Constitution. But except if you were paying attention to the other fellows over there that's got a problem with it, that's not going to vote for it, she don't need them anyway. But I was so happy what Cory Booker did. He came to the woman's defense. And her husband went and hugged him after that. But some people don't understand and didn't see and understand what was going on there. I was the first one after it went off. I told people what had just happened. That's why she had tears. I guess she didn't cry from all of this rhetoric that she had to go through. But when Cory did what he did, she was telling him she understood. So with that, and Clarence Summers' wife. I'd be so glad when they gone and Drop won't talk about her, but I'd be glad when they go and pick her up because she has committed treason in this country. But he won't have a conversation about that. So with that, have a good one.
Thank you, Maze. Good to hear from you. Appreciate her. Okay, Drop's nemesis is back. It's Maze, everybody. Drop somewhere like saying, you ain't asking no follow-up questions like you do me. You ask me follow-up questions. That's because you're my big bro. She mentioned Clarence Thomas's wife. You might be wondering, why did Maze mention Clarence Thomas's wife? Now, typically on Fridays, it's not a catch-all. I do a whole bunch of different type of shows on Friday. I might do and I did this early in the week, so I can't do it today, but I might do something like humor's worse than COVID, or I might do something that's more away from politics and more cultural based or relationship based. Or I might do something like why black people tend to shout. I mean, I got a few things I do because typically on a Friday, I like to look back. Now, if there's hot topics or we got a hot guest, then we'll keep a focus on just that one thing. But today might be a bit of a catch-all. And if you got things that happened during the week or happened within the last 24 hours that you think are relevant, you can always drop a link. The best way to do it is not in the chop shop. If you put something in the chop shop, that's for the chop shop. Okay, that's for the other listeners. If you want to send it to me, the best way to do it is direct message because I may miss the message if you put it inside the chat room. That's the best way. Or you can text me. So if you text it to me, let me jump on my text community right now. If you text it to me, I can get it that way as well. Hold on, let me make sure I pull this up. And I can receive your text messages as well. And my text number, if you want to join my text club, is right there. Okay, Don. Oh, I appreciate. Oh, so that's where you sent it to, Don. Okay. Now I see it. Yeah, I'm trying to get a guest on who was. Okay, that makes sense. Appreciate it. Okay, great, got you. So I can receive all my texts right now, and I will respond. But let's get back to it. So I think I set the record straight here. I didn't need a whole lot of time. This is easy peasy to talk about Kevin Samuels and to correct some of the things that I heard. There's no reason to get upset because Kevin Samuels said something. Number one, like he ain't that important. Let's keep it that way. Just because he say something don't mean it's true. However, there's a lot of elements of truth in what he's saying. And what I hear the brother saying is be black excellent. That's what I hear. I hear him saying that to men and women. Now, what's the standard? Well, the standard is his own eyes, his own judgment, because that's his show. But taking care of it. There it is. We should be good now. Sorry about that. I inadvertently unplugged myself from the matrix. And when you do that, guess what? Let me jump inside the chop shop and say what's up. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Sharp writes, TGIF, Nathan Choppers. Fox writes, rise and shine, young stars. Who the F is Kevin Samuels and why we care what he say? Well, if you don't know Fox, Kevin Samuels is a YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. He talks about relationships. And in particular, he talks about, what's the phrase he uses? High value men, high value women. He uses that phrase a lot. And basically, people will call into his show and ask for his advice on how they can attain a high value man or a high value woman. And so that's the world that he's created for himself. And it seems to be working good for him. When I first got hip to Kevin Samuels, he had like 80,000. He had about 60,000 subscribers. If you look on there right now, I think he's over 1 million. He just exploded over the last few years because he started getting some love from other channels like World Star and stuff like that. It just exploded. He's at 1.3. So, I mean, the brother must be doing something right. So, I mean, you know, hey, he got an audience. That's it. And it just burns me up when I hear women continually trying to check this brother. And I'm like, there's nothing to check. It is what it is. Check yourself. You got a problem with Kevin Samuels? Check yourself. May writes Grand Risings, Nathan the Choppers with multiple Z's. Good morning to you. Hold on. Okay. Let's go straight to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan Ivey. Sandra Jones-Mitchell. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I was just talking about you, Sandra.
I know. I thought if I was in therapy, I sent you a text. I have therapy on Friday, trying to get that shoulder strength back. But other than that, I'm in pretty good health.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? It's just amazing how sometimes, and I'm listening to your show about the brother, and I think growing up as a young woman, you know, we do challenge ourselves. We want to be accepted. We want to be felt to be good, treated right. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't happen, and we may cross that line, and we might go out on that date, and we might skip that date and go straight to the, you know, to the excitement. You know, it just depends on where you at and who's been talking to you. I think as you're growing up, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was just wow. I mean, you had to have been 20 to 30 years older than me for me to date you. If you weren't in your 50s, I didn't date you. and I had that until I got to be in my 30s and 40s. And so I think as young women, we always trying to reinvent ourselves, but we need to know who we are. That's why it's so important that you have men around you when you're girls to teach you about how valuable you are, how pretty you are. And I'm so glad that my dad was there. But he used to get so mad at me. He used to say, "You're looking for a father figure. Why you date all these old guys?" But I wasn't looking for a father figure. I just said older men at that time, they all worked. They all had their jobs. They had their cars. They either worked for the city, the gas and electric company, or the waterworks, MSD, we'll talk about that one day, but that was my theory. But in reference to this Harvey Point Association,
what's going on?
I purchased that home in 2001. At that time, Jim King was the developer. Well, not the developer. He had the Avondale Development Corporation, not the same corporation that is being done now. But he built those condos, and he also built some on Reading Road. But I sat on that board for like 11 years, and Jim was like, "Sandra, you need to just go ahead and buy one." At that time, I wasn't thinking about buying nothing else because I already had a house over there on Glenwood, not Glenwood, but Ridgeway. And so I said, okay, it's new, I'll buy it. So I got it for a little or nothing, pretty much. At that time, you'll never get a new house like that for $120,000. And so at that time, everyone in there we were just nice to each other. We was friendly. Didn't have too many meetings, right? So in the 21 years of owning that home, I would say we have 10 meetings that I can think of, and I'm asking for those minutes for the meetings that have been held for the last 10 some odd years. And now, Gary Favors, I call him a self-appointed president. He had a couple other folks that attended the meetings. But see, we didn't come to the meetings. At that time, I had surgery in October, when he was elected in by a handful of people. Well, there's 25 of us that own those homes that should have been at that meeting to express our opinion. And then someone else probably should have stepped up in order to hold everybody accountable. But one of the things that's happening now is that he's running around with an iron fist thinking he's God gift to our association, to where the lawyers won't talk to us, Nate, town property won't talk to us unless we go through him. And I'm saying we've had this association for 21 years. We've never had this kind of problem. I was always able to call the lawyer. I was always able to call the property managers, because that's the relationship we have with them, because we pay you. You work for me. I don't work for you. You work for me. And so our association fee pays their salary. So I don't understand that relationship. So now I'm asking for the management agreement that he wrote up with town property and this lawyer. This lawyer is Cameron and Costo, all white lawyers. I don't know if they buddies. I don't even know. I don't know if they contributed to his campaign, but I'm looking into that too, because he's being too arrogant and a dictator. Now he's torturing some of the elders that live there, making them move their flower pots and crazy stuff, giving people, citations for trash, cars been on their lot, just being a real butthead. But I understand that we also have the power as homeowners to vote him out. So I'm hoping tomorrow folks come out to this meeting, these homeowners. I've been calling some of them. But you got to remember too, Nate, our mindset is so jacked up. We are so afraid of what may happen. We don't look at the sacrifice that others made for us, so we don't have to be afraid. And that's the piece we're working with. So he is doing his own thing. Not just Darius, another brother on there, his name is Anthony. But officially, I never resigned from that board, right? So they asked me for a resignation, a letter saying I resigned. I've never submitted that letter because I knew it was going to be some stuff in the game. And so technically, legally, I'm still on that board. And so he needs to go. We need to have a new election. We need to be able to see the books and find out how much is in the coffin, right? The other president, he just drove her nuts, right? She was an elderly woman. She was, her health was challenging her. He gave her the blues. She was so glad to get away. It was unreal because he tortured her mentally. And so he can't do that to us because we're a little stronger than that. So you can't do us like you did her. And then he sued the association and walked away with money too, right? So you don't want the association to go broke, but you sued them too. And then there's about 3 other homeowners that are suing the association as well because they want their property fixed. If you come down there, my driveway been jacked up for 5-6 years. My roof is leaked and everything else. I cleaned the siding. All our trees, I won't say all, but a good portion of our trees have fallen. The association said, oh, well, you pay for it. So let me back up even further. And I don't want to go on and on, but what I'm saying to us as a community, you've got to be able to stand up for what's right. You know, and right now, the lawyer and town property, they owe us at least a conversation where they're telling us now, we're not going to meet with you unless Gary says okay. You don't have that kind of power. We're not tenants. We're homeowners, and we all pay. Some of us have already paid off our condos, so therefore, we have even more stake in the game, and the house is underwater. But they're getting a little better now. But if you remember 2008, the original homeowners that was in that complex, I would tell you at least 50% of them are gone. My neighbor bought hers for like $47,000. I'm like, I paid $120. She got hers the same condo for $47,000. I was like, oh, I was about to cry. But I never lost faith that I would get my house refinanced. And I modified the loan, and they took off $50,000 off my mortgage right off top. Right? I was like, oh, this is a good deal. So therefore, why would I move? Right? Now that Avondale is a hot commodity, I could probably get $200,000 for those condos. Probably in 2 years, $400,000. I'll never sell it, right? And so most of us feel that way now. But if you go past there, you can look at our yards. They jacked up. The sidings are jacked up. The porches are jacked up. And he wants to raise the fees, which I understand that. Raise the fees. But do the work and be accountable to the homeowners. And that's all we're asking for. We need to see the letter, the contract that he has with town property. Now, as a homeowner, shouldn't I have a copy of that contract? That's just my right as a homeowner. And even with the lawyer, when I called them, they was like, you're not on the list, and we're not talking to you. His name is Aaron Paulheiser. He's his personal lawyer. So I got a call from another homeowner where Gary supposed to have threatened her with a restraining order. Guess who wrote the damn phone restraining order? The association lawyer. I'm like, they shouldn't be doing that, should they? So I got a call from legal aid, and they said that they are trying to strong on us. And so what people need to do is fight back. So I'm hoping people come out tomorrow. We got an agenda, and we're going to have action steps, because I don't do good with meet the meet. I can't have a meet the meet. We have to meet with some substance, and then we have to come up with some solutions. And we may have to take it to another level and sue him to get rid of him, because see, now he's in power. He couldn't make it to the school board, so now you can tell he's throwing his weight around. And it's like, brother, give me a break. I've been involved in Avondale for 40 plus years, never seen him involved in nothing. Even with the association, even with the cleanup we did. He don't come out to help. You don't care about the community. So, but he's got a little power now with the homeowner association being the president, and his ass got to go. I'm sorry, he's got to go. I don't mean to cut, but he has to go, because it's not right, and I'm not going to be fighting a fight that I can't win. You don't get into a fight to lose. We're going to win this fight. We're going to have another election, and he is going to be gone. And town property, they can stand on whatever it is they're standing on with the contract with Gary, because it's out with all the homeowners. They got to go too, okay? And so that's where we at. You know, I'm not going to stop fighting. I'm fighting for not just myself, but some of the folks that are calling me. And, you know, when you start messing with our seniors, I'm willing to die for them. Not too many people have a cause that they would die for. I'd be willing to die and put my life on the line to protect our elders. And that's the way I've lived my life, and I'm not going to stop now. My family, I die for them too. You know, but I know that we serve a God that will fight your battles, so I don't have to suffer as much, right? I don't have to suffer at all. You know, God has done all that for me. And so knowing that, going in, I can make sure that we win in this situation. So I thank you for the opportunity. I really feel bad for the people that are there that won't stand up and fight, because we all will win. At the end of the day, we are all a win. But let me say this too. So there's two parts to Harvey Metals, right? So Jim King built one in 1990, then he built the other ones in 2000. So there's two different associations. And the first one, what I said to them, and you tell me this makes a lot of sense. Now you got 45 homeowners. Just think, if we all pulled our resources together, we could find a decent property manager to manage our outside of our places if we pull together. And that's the struggle with Black folks. And that's why these Latino brothers, they got the roofing company, they got the electrical company, they got a whole strip mall out here on Springville Pike. Now they doing their own taxes, they cut their own hair. So we got to have that same mindset. And how can we build a wealth in our community so that we can be sustainable so our kids can have something? I don't know too many kids that say that they didn't inherit anything from anybody. I don't know any families like that. But we need to leave a legacy for our family. So I'm going to continue to fight for my family because this is a family home. Every house I bought, I'm on my fourth house. And when I leave out, I put a family member in there. And that's my tradition because when I grew up, we didn't have that type of luxury. You know, my dad worked hard, but he couldn't leave us that. But I can leave that for my family. I have one son, and he'll be taken care of. And I have 99,000 nieces and nephews. They will be taken care of. So this is a fight, and we plan to win.
Have you talked to Gary Favors at all, like face to face or on the phone or anything?
Oh, no. You know what? I shot him an email a couple of times. He threatened me a couple of times. He put a lien on my property, told me that the other person did that. I had to pay $350. Now I got another threatening letter. No, he sends stuff in email, right? And so he goes back and forth because he's technical like that, and he can do that, and he thinks he's very intellectual. And so that's cool, brother. I can get back with you. So we go back and forth in emails, and so he hides behind emails. He's not going to come out. He's not even going to come to the meeting tomorrow, and he's been invited. I would love for him to come to the meeting. Bring your butt to the Dango meeting and hear from the homeowners so you will know how to better serve us. So as the president, right, you are in a leadership position, but if you don't have any followers, you'll ask me to go. You ain't got nobody. You probably got 2-3 homeowners behind him, and they listen to your show, and and they probably feel like, wow, Sandra's speaking for us. No, I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for me, and so this is the problem he's having with me because I allowed my niece to move in my house, right? My husband and I, we moved, and so he's like, well, you can't lease out your place. Well, no, I'm not leasing the house. She's practically living there free. So what do you want me to do? She's living there free. So what do you want me to do? Well, I need proof that she's living there. I don't have to prove nothing to you, and I don't. So before, we couldn't change our doors. If you go down Glenwood now, we all got different doors, right? So when the tax abatement went out of most of our homes in 2017, we was free to do whatever we want, right? Because now we don't have a tax abatement no more, and this is our home. And, yeah, the bylaws is outdated. The couple of bylaws that I have, Jim King signed the bylaws in 1997. Right? So they tell me it's another set of bylaws out there. So, well, who voted on them? I don't see no signature on them. Who voted on them? So they don't work. You need something that's got a name to them. Somebody has to sign off on bylaws. Your board signs off on bylaws. So I do know that much. And so these bylaws I got, they are 1997. Remember, I moved in 2001. So that's the copy that I was given. And so it's just, it's kind of funny in a way because, come on now. I mean, association, when we're trying to build up Avondale, you trying to tear it down. Most of us are not trying to sell our homes. We would like to keep them places because I know personally what's about to happen in Avondale. I know what's happening. I see it every day. It's growing like leaps and bounds. And our houses, they was under the water. I wish that there were some folks that lost their house to foreclosure that would call in because the association didn't help them do anything. Right? Save their homes. So when you have association, you have to nurture your homeowners so that we can continue to pay our fees. There's some folks that have not paid fees. There's some folks $1,000 behind. But we need to find out why they're $1,000 behind because if you remember, Hamilton County had some money to help you catch up on your association fees. So did we get that information to the homeowners? Probably not. I hope that they took advantage of it. And if they need help, we'll find that out tomorrow too. If you need help paying your association fee, there's monies available, so it's a struggle, but what isn't a struggle these days? Everything is a process, depends on how you approach it. And I'm trying to do it the right way, a positive way, but a way that we can fight. You got to be willing to fight and sacrifice your time and energy and your money. We got to put up some money. But So thank you. I'm a talker. I can go on, but I thank you, and I really kind of feel kind of bad that it's come to this. I really, really do. But I knew it was going to come to this a couple of years ago because it's been out of order for a minute, and it's just now really balling over. But so hopefully we'll have a new president. Hopefully someone will step up because we ran that association ourselves for a long time. But when the other person left, she's like, hey, I'm done. She sold her condo and she moved out. And so another lady took it over, but they were giving her so much pressure. She's like, oh, I got to go get somebody. And so she ended up getting Blackstones, and that worked out for a minute, and then somebody else. But so we can do this ourselves. Should everybody know how to pay bills? You just pay bills. You know what I mean? You pay the lawyer, the association, you get the grass cut. That's about all they're doing. But and so, hey, that's where we're at. So thank you again. And your listeners, if you want to be a blessing, I think we need to have a Van Gogh protest out in front of his house. That's going to be my next step. If I got to stand out there with a sign by myself, sometimes you got to go alone. If you believe in what you do, it may just be you.
Hey,
and you know what? I'm not afraid.
Let me ask you a question. So tomorrow there's going to be a meeting, and you're anticipating that the end result of that meeting will be that Gary Favors will no longer be the association president. If that happens,
correct.
Is he out of the equation now? So he's no longer an issue, and you just move on with the new president? Is that what the issue is?
I'm praying that happens. I'm praying that the homeowners see that he is not a good leader for this association. So I'm praying that someone step up. Maybe two of us can be the president. It don't have to be one person. You got to have accountability. If I call that office, if I call any office right now, you call select office, you say, I need to see your tax return. I got to produce that. I need to see your ledger. Because I'm a nonprofit. So those are public records. It's like association. Those are public records. I should be able to have a count of the bank account because that's my money. So I'm hoping tomorrow that happens, but at least we'll get the process started. And that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you had a chance to talk to Gary Favors, what would you ask him?
Two things. I would ask for a copy of the agreement that he made with Town Property. That would be the first. A copy of the contract with the lawyer. And then I would need to see the minutes on who all voted him in, right? And then I need to see the ledger for the finance, right? And so those are the things that we will ask for. We need to see those things.
Okay. All right. I may reach out to Gary today and see if I can have a conversation with him. If we do,
I'll let
you know.
I appreciate that. You got it, okay?
Yep,
and thank you for I appreciate the time.
Yeah,
and I look forward to talking to you about something else, right?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sandra Jones-Mitchell, everybody. Yeah, when I saw her name involved, I'm like, what the hell is what's going on here? So, she spoke to it. Gary Favors, we talked with Gary. We had a very fun interview with Gary a few years back when he was running for school board. Fun. And he's the associating president. I don't know anything about it other than her. You know me. I like to talk to both sides. I got 30 minutes left. I got a lot to do. We got Brother O.J. Wellburn coming in with TWE. They got a concert coming up. You might be interested. So we'll bring him in. So we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to reach out to Gary Favors while I'm doing all of this. Maybe he might respond and give us his side. He may not. I don't know. But let's go straight to Brother O.J. What up, Brother O.J.?
Hey. Good morning, Nate. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Good morning to you. Hold on. What's going on here? I don't There we go. There it is. I'm doing well, brother. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great, man. Hey, it's been a minute, man. How are you?
Oh, man, I've been so busy. It's been crazy, man.
Yeah, man, starting something different. Or maybe this was always the plan. You're doing like concert promotions now, huh?
Yeah. It was something that, I was inspired to do late last year. And, I've been thinking on it. I was praying on it and then, hooked up with a couple of business partners. We made it happen.
Yeah, and you also got engaged. Is that right?
Yeah, I did. Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. All right. Well, congrats on that, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Appreciate it, brother.
So tell us about the concert coming up. Like, when is it? Who's coming? Tell us everything.
Yeah, so we're having a Soulful Sound concert April 8th downtown in Cincinnati at the Andrew Brady Music Center. A lot of people know it as the Icon Music Center. It's the brand new venue that was just built last year. It is a phenomenal venue. Okay. We got Rick Sexton, which is from this area. Amazing saxophonist, performer. He's great. He's going to be opening up our show. We got Miss Chalet coming all the way from California. I know she's real busy right now. She's on Netflix doing the Surviving Compton series on Netflix. So she's real busy, but she's coming in. I got Life Jennings, Ohio's very own Life Jennings coming, right? And then to headline the show, I got John B. So it's going to be an amazing show, man. It's an old school kind of a, soulful feel. And we're excited about it. We want everybody to come out. We understand there's been a lot of, concerts going around and everyone's spread thin on what they want to do. So look, we dropped the prices. We want everybody to come out. We want the whole damn city to come out and enjoy a great show. So come on out, the Soulful Sound concert on April 8th.
Okay, April 8th. People can get tickets where?
You can either go down to the box office at the Andrew Brady Music Center, or you can go to Ticketmaster.
So this is something new for you, man, because, you did your thing in law enforcement, then real estate, and now concert promotion. And I'm just curious, just to pick your brain, like what goes into putting together a concert like this?
Oh, you can't even imagine, man. It's a lot of moving parts, from negotiating contracts with artists, making sure you have the right, protection team in place to receive them when they get here, booking the hotels, working out everything with the venue, studying the area to see, what's going to be happening around the same time, looking at prices, just everything. And that's not even half of it. It's a lot of stuff that, a lot of work you got to put into. You got to figure out a marketing plan, what you want to do to market the concert to make sure it's successful. Just everything, getting the budget together, everything, figuring out who your sponsors are going to be, etc.
Somebody says harps for Life Jennings, please. So I'm curious. So what does it take to get a Life Jennings or a Michelle A or a John B? Like, you don't have to give us like the hard number, but I'm like, of course they get paid for an appearance, but does that include like traveling? Does that include like hotel while they're here, car service? I'm just curious, what does that all include?
So basically you have to have, certain, artists will request certain vehicles. And so we have to make sure that we pick them up from the airport, get them to the hotel, get them back to the venue for check-in and stuff like that. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of it we can't even talk about. It's very like secrecy, as far as how they move and all that good stuff. And I see a person on your show, Angela, talking about the prices. No, it's only $125 for the first 6 rows. After that, it's $80. So, okay. So we're good. But no, it's a lot of things that take place. It's kind of like having, like a big name coming to town and, they just move differently. So you got to work with their team and your team working with yours. And, of course, I got the police background. So, we make sure that they have the right protection to get them here and to and from and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. That's interesting, man. So was this something that you always wanted to do? Like, one day I'm going to do this, or did something happen or just come to your attention? Like, what precipitated this?
I've always had interest in music, but it was something that, I saw last year and it caught my attention. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. But I'm gonna make sure, I do it my way. And so I made it happen. I got sat down, wrote it down on paper, prayed about it, and just got the right people around me, and we made it happen. So.
Yeah, I see other people in our market, that do concerts. You see like a lot of folks, people coming in and out. Mm-hmm. And when you made the decision to do it, did you pay any mind to that? Did you think at all like, well, other folks are already in this space, or did you just say, listen, this is just what I want to do and I'm doing it no matter what?
Yeah, you know what? I've always been that person. So, even with real estate, when I left law enforcement and went into real estate, nobody knew me as a realtor. So I had to build a name for myself and, build, my business and my platform the way I wanted it. And I was going to do it my way. And it worked. Right. So I plan to do the same thing in the concert venue arena. In regards to promotion. I just plan to do things my way, learn along the way. And we have definitely had some growing pains, but for sure, we learn from it and, we move on from it. But at the end of the day, you got to just do it your way. You can't be like the next person. It's a lot of people out here, but, it's like saying if an artist interviewed me and says, why should we go with you versus somewhere else? I have to be able to explain why we're different from other people.
Okay, I love it, man. I wish you nothing but the best. I just love the movement, like from one to another. There's no reason why you can't bring any idea to the table, man. So I wish you nothing but success. Now, this is like the beginning. Like it, assuming this goes well, we can expect more from TWE in terms of concerts and things like that. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. I got a couple ideas we're working on right now, and you guys gonna be pleasantly surprised with what I got up next. So
okay. All right, that's dope.
We're working on some things, man, for sure. Some different things that you wouldn't even expect, and I think that's what makes me stand out more. Is I'm going to do something that somebody doesn't even expect. So
okay, I like that, man. Again, it's April 8th. It'll be at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center. I haven't been there yet, but everybody keeps telling me it's a nice venue, and you can get the tickets at the box office, or where can you go online again?
At Ticketmaster.com.
Ticketmaster.com. And how much are the tickets so people know?
Yeah, so the first 6 rows are $125, but after that it's $80, and it goes up down to like maybe $50. So you know, we want everybody there, so we made sure that we made the prices affordable. So we want to see everybody come on out.
Absolutely. And we had talked about, you have a couple tickets for the audience, maybe for the choppers.
I do. Who wants tickets? Let's figure out a way to pick somebody.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, the venue is next weekend, so we can do it maybe early. We can either do it this weekend or early this week. But I'll contact you and figure out what's the best way and how many tickets you have, and disperse it to the appropriate folks.
Okay, cool. That sounds good, man.
So choppers, if y'all interested, keep looking for a word. I'll be in contact over the weekend. We'll figure it out and make sure you get the tickets.
Yep, and they can also follow us on Facebook, our business page, TWE Promotions.
Okay, I love it, man. I love it. Hey, brother, I wish you nothing but the best. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. We need this. People coming back from COVID, they want to have some fun, some grown folks time, man.
Yeah.
And TWE is right there with it.
Absolutely. It's a great venue, man. It's very intimate. It's not like it's overly crowded. It's not too big or nothing like that. It's like the right size. So, yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right, brother. I'll be in contact, man. Wish you the best.
All right. Thanks, Nate.
Most
love to all the choppers. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, most of that's OJ Wellborn, man. I just love these entrepreneurs, man. I just like to learn from them. I mean, you gotta support. You gotta learn and support. You gotta learn and support. You gotta learn because they teaching us something. You know what I'm saying? Smart people learn all the time. Never too old, never too successful to learn. Let's learn from what they're doing. Just the moxie of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. I see people doing concerts all the time. Why can't you have another person do a concert? Do you? We need more moxie. And, put your own stamp on it. Why not? So, yeah, he did say that he'll give out some tickets. I don't know how many. We just talked about it. I'll get with him today if he's got the time and figure it out and let people know. Maybe Monday's not too early, too late to do it. So maybe Monday, Tuesday, we can do it on the show. So I appreciate the brother and want to support. I could spend another hour talking to him, just picking his brain, man. I love entrepreneurs. I love to learn from people that's out here making it happen. Before we roll today, and again, should I say, I want to remind you that today's show is brought to you in part by our friends over at renewcommunitychurch.org. Now, they offer a free ebook and free coaching. That could be personal coaching or business coaching with Charlie Winburn. If you're interested in either of those things, you can go to their website, www.renewcommunitychurch.org, and sign up and or download appropriately to whatever you're trying to do. They do a Sunday morning masterclass. It's a live stream. I love live streaming. And you can tap in via Facebook at facebook.com/Cincy Renew, CINCI. And also at Renew Community Church live stream. That's on YouTube. This Sunday's topic, you deserve emotional happiness. Part 2 of a series. Have fun and enjoy life. Again, 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're, into live streams, get up on a Sunday morning, check out Edna at 10 a.m. Straight Talk. She always has somebody interesting and or is talking about something interesting on her show. So check her out. All right. And then you can tap into what Charlie Winburn is doing with the live stream, Sunday morning masterclass. Let's go back to the phones. I believe we got Stephanie Dumas on the line. Hey, Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Commissioner, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Thank you for calling to the show and sharing your experiences. When I got the word, I was flattered that you would even think about us here and share your
Oh,
experiences
yeah.
with us. So I really appreciate you. This is Stephanie Summerall Dumas, everybody, Hamilton County Commissioner, just so people know.
Well, you do great things, Nathan, so I'm glad to be able to call in.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. So I was told that were you at the hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson?
I'm going to try to curb my enthusiasm if I can. Yes, I was. It was a journey, literally and figuratively, but I knew that I could not miss it. Of course, being the first of anything, you're always tested. And I know what she's going through. So, yes, I was there.
Wow. So you were actually in the room while it was all going down?
Yes.
Wow.
I can tell you how the journey started.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. I got an email on Tuesday about 10 o'clock to go to the meeting on Wednesday, which was going to be at 10, or the hearing, I should say. I had a commission meeting on that same day from 1 to 2:30. I left work, got home, packed something real quick, and left for the airport. I had to be there, had to leave at 4. Arrived in D.C. at 7:30 that evening. I couldn't hardly sleep. Then I went to the Senate building that morning slightly before 9. We were supposed to get there about 9:15. You can interject whenever you need to. And they allow people to go in for 30 minutes at a time. And because I got there a little early, they said, I'm going to let you in at 9:30 so you can sit in there for an hour. So I entered the room, and her husband was sitting to the left of me. They took me right up front where the other politicians were, and he had his legs crossed, and he had his JFK socks on, certainly giving a message to everybody. I could feel the tension in the room. It was like it was two sides, the senators up there interrogating, and in front of me, and the other side that I was sitting in, I could feel the support for her mission. I could feel just the spirit of prayer for her to support and undergird her. She was strong, articulate, of course, intelligent, steadfast, and immovable. You could feel people in there like pushing her, and she maintained her stamina. Historically, I would never forget the experience. As I said, watching the first, and I will continue to support her. And I am so excited. I need to say, of course, so excited about it. But Senator Brown had 4 tickets to go. And he invited all the commissioners and Jan Michelle Kearney. I was the only one able to go, and I did it quickly. And that night after the hearing, jumped on the plane the next morning, and I came for our next commission meeting. I knew I would have stayed, but I knew I had a commission meeting on Thursday, and came back for the commission meeting on Thursday.
Wow. So you were
there. That's the journey.
So you were there for how many days? Was it one day or multiple days?
Well, no, one day. One day. I was able to come back and pay for a parking ticket for one day. Yeah. So,
is that right? So what was it like when it actually started to heat up and you had the Republican senators that were starting to ask her some of the questions, which everybody's talking about now? What was it like when those lines of questions was coming down and you're in the room?
Oh, so uneasy for me, because you want to, of course, say something. You can't. You want to. I knew that I didn't have to help her because she knew what to say. She was just so cool. And also, Cory Booker, I was like looking at him straight in his eyes, and I felt like that he was going to take care of whatever needed to be taken care of in his capacity that maybe she couldn't do. So. Just very tense, and you're just saying, don't disrespect this woman, this brilliant woman. But we know it's a reason why she is the first. It's not by accident. It's because trying to prohibit her a black woman, a black person, to be part of this establishment. So we knew it was strong, and the battle was going to be strong, and she knows it. So it was just hard to sit still and not say, stop, don't disrespect her, but she can handle it, because I'm sure she's been disrespected many times.
As I'm sure you have been, because, think about it. I know you know this, but for the audience, you were a first. You were a first
Absolutely.
black female Hamilton County commissioner, right? I think you might have been the first in Ohio. I don't know. Was that true or not?
Absolutely true.
Yeah,
and
you're
not
first
just
black female commissioner in the state of Ohio, and here you are watching another black first. What's that like?
Right. Well, actually, the first black commissioner, period, not woman or man.
Oh, really?
Never had yeah, absolutely. And so it was like deja vu, I guess, for sure. And I'm running. I'm not here politically to say, but I am running this year, and that's why what's on our signs is tested, proven, committed. Because the tests continue. And I've been there almost 4 years, that, you're not good enough, you don't need to be here, and all those kind of demeaning things, but they never work. And I knew they would not work for her, and I have proven that I'm able to handle that position. So it was just, I felt like I needed to be there to support her, and she, doesn't even know me, but to be surrounded by the other political people there, and just to see them up close, not like, this is a movie star, but just to see the ones that you have seen on television articulating certain laws and legislation was also astounding for me. So, yeah, being the first, and Nathan, is very hard, but you have to keep your feet on the ground and have a foundation and know that this is your assignment. And I know it's my assignment. And that's why I'm running again for another 4 years. Yeah,
and I wish you nothing but the best with that. From at home, the camera was typically either on the senators or the Dick Durbin, who leads that Senate committee, or it was on Judge Jackson. But from your vantage point, did you see anything, things that happened outside of the camera view that maybe you would share with us?
Well, I would just like to say, Nathan, all the national news had me sitting right in the picture with her, and I have a picture of that. It's like, of all the cameras and everything I saw on national news had me like perpendicular to her. It was really, really something that I was with the people that were in the room, that the cameras like angled themselves, and I was right there behind her, literally, behind her. So just so many cameras on every level within the room that I was in, and there I was on every national channel, sitting right there behind her. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Wow, interesting. Well, Stephanie, listen, we got to catch you. I know this conversation is not about politics, but I know you're running for re-election. I definitely want to catch up with you and talk about why you're running for re-election and the work you've been doing and the work you want to continue doing.
Okay.
So I'll reach out to the people and set something up.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nathan.
Thank you. Yep. That's Stephanie Summerall Dumas, and she's currently a member of the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners. There's only 3. They're all female. I like it. We need women. We need more women in politics, because men, quite frankly, have had their chance and they've blown it. They continue to blow it with their little egos, right? And whose penis is bigger and all this kind of stuff. You know how men is. You know how men's are. I just accept it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. But what do you think? That's interesting. So she was a first, and there she is in Washington supporting a woman that's going to be the first. Very interesting. I bet that was a once in a lifetime experience. She said you could feel the division in a room. I can imagine that, and it didn't work. It didn't work because, number one, she's been super vetted. It's like the Democrats couldn't have got a better candidate. She was super vetted. I mean, she was just vetted last year. Some of these same folks, as other people have said, I think it was Kev on the cell and Other people have made the same point. It's factual. You just voted for her. So she was good enough for that. She got to be good enough for this. But they had to go to the Dog and Pony show and run back to Fox News and say, did you see me ask her that question? She couldn't even answer when I asked her, what is a woman? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Show's been busy this morning. I appreciate you. You know what's so funny is not everybody in Cincinnati even knows about the show. I run into people all the time. It's like, Nate, I miss you on the radio. And I always had the same response. I'm on the best radio station in the world, my own. It's the Nathan Ivey Show. Just go to our YouTube channel, and you can support and check out the flows every single day. Let me give you a heads up here. What's on my radar screen here? I want to share with you. Okay, so I'm doing a video project, and the date for this project, we're looking for men and women. We only need about 10. We're looking for, I've teamed up with a local content creator on a new video project. And what we're looking for is men and women to meet us at the studio on April the 9th between 10 a.m. and let's say 3 p.m. All we need tops is 30 minutes of your time. It'll probably be 15. We're going to ask you a series of questions, get you to sign off on a release. Boom, you'll be out of there. Simple as that. If you're interested, please let me know, right? Because I'm looking for a good mix of people. This is a black and brown video project. So we're looking for black and brown folks of all ages, men and women. And we just want to ask you a few questions. You'll be in and out in 30 minutes tops, probably be closer to 15. Depends on how lengthy you are in your responses. But probably about 15, 20 minutes, you'll be in and out. The studio space is the Clifton area. It'll be in the Clifton area. That's April the 9th, so about 2 weeks from tomorrow. If you're interested, please let me know. Please let me know, because we want to make sure we can do it all in one take, in one day. That's on April the 9th. Again, I've teamed up with a local content creator, and we're working on that. Matter of fact, I mean, there's a couple projects that we're working on now that the summer is getting right that I hope you'll be into. Just teaming up with different folks that that are like-minded in their creative spaces. So that's April the 9th. April the 9th, that's 2 weeks away. All ages, men and women, black and brown people. And we just need about 30 minutes of your time. If you're available on April the 9th, hit me with a direct message. I will be in contact with you, get some detail, give you more details, see if you're interested. It'll be painless, I promise. And nothing will happen that you don't agree to and sign off on. You'll be in and out probably in 15 minutes. I'm just saying 30, just so, you can, carve out that little bit of time on a Saturday. You'll be in and out. You don't have to dress any certain way. You can just draw whatever your Saturday wear is, works for us. Whatever you're wearing, you ain't got to know special dress code. Whatever your hair is, makes no difference to us. All right. So just let me know. All right, let me know. And I've got a flyer that I've made. I'll put out after the show today and on social media. Just hit me with direct message, and we'll let you know. Looking for about 10 people, so we like to get a balance of 10 men and 10 women, but it don't have to be 100%. Like if we get 6 women and 4 men, or vice versa, that'll work too. So that's April the 9th if you're interested. All right, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful Friday. Are they saying that the weather's supposed to get cold again tomorrow? I read. I'm like, what the hell? Snow? We doing snow again? I thought we was over all of that. What is this, Jody? Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'm with you. Okay, great. Yeah, and Prosper Brother OJ Wellburn, he came in, talked about the concert coming in, and he's got some tickets for us. How many, I don't know. At least 2, but I don't know. I'll get with him and figure it all out. And I just want to share with you, I'm always interested in going out with the wifey, but I want to make sure you get a chance to go out and you have some fun. All right? You have a good time. You see, Crystal writes, I heard snow. I heard the same thing. Don writes, confirm Judge Brown Jackson, the honorable judge, should be judged. Oh, yeah, she should be. She will be. Because the Democrats have the numbers. If the Democrats didn't have the numbers, then she wouldn't be. Simple as that. That's just what it is. It's a numbers game. People got to remember that. Sometimes people get caught up in their feelings about the Democrats or the Republicans or whatever. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, somebody's got to make these decisions. Okay? Just like with Trump. Black people was in their feelings about Trump because of something that Hillary Clinton said 20 years ago. Should she be questioned on it? Yes. And she was grilled on it. but it's a numbers game. You know what I'm saying? To me, I look at Supreme Court. I look at FCC. I look at all of these different spaces that the president in particular has the power to decide who's going to be nominated, who's going to be in that position. And people running around here talking about some shit she said 25 years ago. I don't give a damn about what she said 25 years ago. And Trump is her opponent. I didn't care about none of that. But, you know, clearly that was me. And history is what history is. It is what it is. Let me see here. Pardon me. That's my kind of concert. Okay. Absolutely great. I'm glad people want to go, and we'll figure it all out in a way that's democratic. Maybe a game of some sort. I have to think about it. Maybe it's somebody that texts me. It's something like that. We'll figure it all out. We'll definitely figure it out in a way that's really fair. All right. Great. What's up, Don? Kevin said it's his birthday. Look at Drop trying to run things. Now, Drop don't run a damn thing. He going to tell us who's eligible for the tickets. You don't run shit. The fuck? Excuse me. The F? Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. The F? I'm trying to be better. Kevin writes, artists provide a writer. You're right about that, Kevin. You're right about that. And it's like things they want, even snacks in some cases. I want a certain kind of water and all. I mean, hey, if they're the artists, it comes with the territory. They're providing the entertainment. We talked to Sandra Jones-Mitchell today. She told us about what's happening over in Avondale at this condominium complex. And I said I would reach out to Gary Favors, didn't I? Well, let me do that right now. Let me reach out to Mr. Favors. I'm not his favorite at all, I'm sure. After the conversation we had, which I thought was pretty fair, but, you know, people getting their feelings. I get it. I got feelings too. Let me see. Hold on. Hello, Gary. Who the hell is this Negro? Hold on. If I can actually type. All right, so I just sent it to Mr. Favors. You know, he ran for school board, and we'll see. I'm still here. I do got a bunch of things going on today, including lunch with the wifey, which is rare. So I'm going to make sure I'm there for that. She's busy. I'm busy. But I got time. We ain't got to go nowhere. So let's see. We'll give a little bit of minutes here. Maybe we'll get a response. I'd love to hear what he has to say. I don't have an opinion about it. I'm curious as to what both sides are. And since we talked with Sandra, I'm more than willing to talk to Mr. Favors to hear what he has to say. You know, he might have to say something completely, well, she got it all wrong, Nate, and here's the real deal. You know how these things go. But it just doesn't look good at all, not one bit. While we wait, more of your chat. Pamela writes, Fox, he's a dog that says if a guy asks you out on a date, all he wants is sex. Oh, my God, Pamela, not you. Yeah, typically I'd say 99.9% of the time when a man asks a woman that he don't know out on a date, he's hoping that it leads to sex at some point. Maybe not that night, but if it happens that night, I'm cool with it. I'm cool. Maybe it's tomorrow night. Maybe next week. But yes, ladies, why women out here acting naive like you don't already know this game? Please stop it. I think I've set the record straight on that this morning. Oh, my God. No to Mr. Smitherman or Matthew O'Neill. Check your registration. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a race. Yeah, I've been saying it, and I'm starting to see perhaps Stephanie stepping out there. I've been saying it like, she got a race on her hands. So we shall see. Janice is cracking up. Good morning, brother Nathan fans. What's up, Edward? Crystal Powell writes, happy Friday, fam. Janice writes, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Good morning to you. Charlie Wimber is in the house. He writes, good morning, great winner. Good morning. Don writes, have a fantastic Friday and wonderful weekend. Let me double check again. I don't know. It's kind of late in the day. I might get a message from Mr. Favors, and if so, maybe we'll just go live with it, something like that. It won't be in the show per se, but we shall see. We'll see. What's this? Man, that was a long ass time ago. He may not even be on Facebook. he might. Don writes, Commissioner Summerall is endorsed by the Democratic Party. I would believe she is. Yes, she is. That's going to be a hell of a race. Well, I'll end it like that, family. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to stretch anything out. If I get a chance to talk with Mr. Favors, it may not even matter because, as Sandra Jones-Mitchell said, they got a meeting tomorrow, which they might vote him out as the president of the association, and that'll be the end of it, and they'll move forward. But the one thing, I don't know Sister Sandra like super hard like that, but what I know I like, and she's always saying the same thing, the people got to come together. I hear her saying the same thing. People got to unite, come together. She was like that when she was on the Avondale president, and she came in and gave us a scoop on what was happening in Avondale. And even now, not in that position, she's saying the same thing. When I talk with her privately, she says the same thing. Work together, community, work together. So that's just who she is. I mean, that's just who she is authentically. So I think we should pay attention to it. And I'll leave you like that. Have an excellent weekend, my friends. For the entrepreneurs out there, for the hustlers, you never stop. Weekend, what's that? Your kids are home, but you never stop, right? 7 days a week. For my folks out there getting their body right, yeah, you might take a day off from this, that, and the other, but that mentality, staying adherent to that diet, to that discipline, to that regimen, to that routine, that's the road. That's what's gonna get you to the promised land and make you accomplish your goals. So keep doing it. I'm with you. Might have hit the streets right now. You see a tall brother. Well, I'm going to change the shirt. But if you see me with some shades on, walking around Clifton with a pack on, that's me. Honk and say hello. All right? Have an excellent rest of your day. Excellent weekend. If you want to connect with me directly, you can do so very easily. And again, we're looking for about 10 people tops to be a part of a video project. I'm looking for black and brown faces, men and women of all ages. I just need about 30 minutes of your time. That's it. It'll be on April the 9th between 10 a.m. approximately, and we'll say 3 p.m. approximately on April the 9th. And if you're available, help me out as we kick off this project. And I just want to ask you a few questions. I need about no more than 30 minutes. In my head, it's going to be 15 minutes top. You'll be in and out. And our studio space is in the Coreyville area, okay? The Clifton, Coreyville area. So that if you're like, yeah, I like to help out with this, great. Hit me with a direct message. Or if you're a part of my text community, you can text me. And if you're like, well, text community, Nate, what is that? Well, all you have to do is text me at 513-953-4224. Again, 513-953-4224. All right, 513-953-4224. All right, you can text me right now. It'll go straight to my phone. And if you're interested, you can text me as well. So a direct message or a text. Some of you might have my email. You can hit me with an email, something that goes directly to me. If you say, hey, in the Chop Shop or on Spreaker or tune in, hey, on YouTube, if you put that in the chat, I'm going to miss it. I'm just going to miss it. Okay, so direct message. On Facebook, you can email me, nathansflow@gmail.com. That's my personal email. Or you can text me, 953-4224. 513-953-4224. All right? Lock me in. 513-953-4224. With that, have an excellent Friday. We'll catch up real soon. All right? I'm Nate Ivey, and I'm out.
Anybody
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately